Ooh, that's a nice little breeze coming through the door. Forgot to open my windows earlier in the camper here. So, anyway, let's go with another crappy little video from yours truly. Alright. Again, apologize for the camera quality. It's what we have. My floor's a little shaky, so we're probably going to end up shaking the table and the camera a little bit. But hopefully I won't knock all this over, because again, I'm trying to sit behind the tripod with the camera on the tripod and do this, and hopefully I will knock something off here, or knock the camera off. So we'll get started on the ATN on the X-Sight II scope. Why I went with the X-Sight, where I screwed up, good things, bad things. Do want to give a shout out to the guys at ATN. Their customer service guys have been great. Ordered thing last Thursday, week ago, this Thursday, and it was here Monday morning. So called them with a couple issues I was having on it. The guy that I talked to, he's like, well, I don't know. He said, let me put you through to our other department. Oh, well, he won't be in till tomorrow, but he's an old military guy. Again, we got to talking. I'm a Marine. The other guy's a Marine. Make a long story short, guy didn't try to blow smoke or anything. He just said, I wish I could tell you. He said, this is some really advanced stuff. I wish I could tell you. I don't know, so I'm going to have to put you off on somebody else, which I respect, because instead of, trying to just run me through the system, he's like, let me put you through to somebody that can take care of you. As far as the quality of the scope, I've been really impressed with it. And again, those of you that know me know that, unlike other people who, we're not allowed to say certain things on YouTube, and especially about other people that do things on YouTube, but these hiccup people and the people on YouTube that just basically they're sponsored and they're pretty much just out there trying to push a product. Another thing that I have great respect for from all the people I've talked to at ATN, once my provenance, I guess you'd say, was made known, we were talking. I said, I just want to let you know I'm happy with the product. I'm happy with the shipping. I'm happy with the customer service. And I said, I'm going to do a review on it this week. Oh, well, I was like, we got to talking. Make a long story short, they're like, well, we need to, hook you up with some stuff then. And I said, now, I'm not one of these people that's going to, sugarcoat everything just to get stuff sent to me to test. No, we want you to be honest. He said, we want you to be brutally honest. He said, if there's a problem, you let us know. He said, that's the reason, after finding out your background and everything, you know what you're talking about. He said, if there's a problem, let us know, because that helps us improve the product. So the fact that he told me, he said, talk trash about it, get dirty with it, that gave me even more respect for them. The fact that they're not just trying to push a product, trying to get sales out, but they actually want customer input. So any of y'all that own one of these, call ATN. If you have a problem with it, tell them what the problem is. If there's something they need to change, let them know. They're like, we welcome all constructive criticism. We welcome all criticism, good or bad. So again, I have respect for them. So it's hot. I'm doing this in between tilling the garden and trying to run these. Just speaking of, this has got to be some real healthy stuff when it kind of leaves that in your cup. Oh, that reminds me. Just made me think. Shout out to Paul Harrell here. Those of you that know Paul and watch Paul's YouTube and Paul's videos, his favorite targets. Well, Mr. Paul, not all of us shoot to things, we actually drink them. And yes, that is Fanta orange. It was either Fanta orange or Fanta pineapple. I've been drinking the pineapple, but I got orange today to change it up. So again, Mr. Paul, some of us actually drink the stuff. Okay, so let's get into this. I guess I'll start off on the whole having to mount it, where we had problems. As those of you that know how I had my setup before, I was running a red dot. I had the Bushnell Trophy Max originally, and the way it was set up, I had, I can do this without knocking everything over, a 45, the small, narrow, single slot, 45 offsets, and the other Bushnell Trophy was about yay long. Loved it because it was the multiple reticles, red, green, 4 different reticle configurations, all that. Lightweight, worked great. But what I would generally do is I would have my scope set up for deer season. And then after deer season, I would run iron sights and just run the red dot on a 45 Kent. Well, after being talked out of my trophy, Dan Bushnell, which I don't think Dan's there anymore, but he had sent me the little TRL 25. And actually this is on the 45 mount. It's a dual side 45 mount that I got for it. But this was mounted on the back of the gun, where originally I had my red dot started about here. This one I mounted farther back because I was still able, with the scope risers and the new scope that I put on it, I was able to leave this mount on, being a smaller size, and I didn't take it off, so I still had my scope and my red dot. Now the red dot I zeroed at about 60 yards. Whole purpose of the red dot is up close and personal. You're running a 3-power scope, 3-power minimum. It's hard to hit a moving target at close range. I'm talking pigs charging you, coyotes running, whatever. Fast moving targets, you're just not going to acquire in a magnified scope. That's the sole purpose of the red dot, was for close range, up close and personal. I could plink dimes with the thing all day long. 60 yards, non-magnified. This thing was great. But I got used to the simple red dot, where before, I had my crosshairs, had this, had that. But anyhow, long story short, I could plink dimes with a non-magnified red dot at 60 yards all day long. When I set the red dot in at 60 yards, I was putting 5 shots in the same hole. It wasn't even much of a ragged hole. I mean, it definitely wasn't a clover leaf. It was one slightly ragged hole, 5 shots at a time at 60 yards, and that's out of the short barrel carbine. So I had a great setup. Where I screwed up at, and I guess I'll get to the why I screwed up. Get the ants out of my Fanta. Because I'm running an A2 front sight.